Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 1031. Happy Halloween. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter. That's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out in its entirety at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham. And I do invite you to click on that link right there on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. Then you can join me on camera to promote yourself, your business, your special event, or just to say hello. So if you could share this out, that would be super awesome, because then more people here in Durham can find out what's happening. So let's get started by clicking on the Word page. That is the Government and Nonprofit Information page. And I got a notice from my friend Donna Frederick to remind me to tell you today is the last day to vote early. You know, Election Day is November 7th, which is this coming, Tuesday. So just remember, if you're not going to be in town, or you're going to be unavailable or busy or whatever, then go ahead and vote today. Okay, and in fact, I guess while I'm talking about that, let me go ahead and just scroll down to the Durham County Board of Elections and tell you where you can vote. I voted at North Regional Library the other day. Let's see. Here we are. Oops, that's not it. Wait a minute. Wait just a second. There's so much on this page. There we are. So you can vote at the main library, downtown, 300 North Roxborough Street, North Carolina Central University's Turner Law Building on Nelson Street, North Regional Library, 221 Milton Road, the East Regional Library, 211 Lick Creek Lane, or you can vote at the South Regional Library, 4505 South Austin Avenue. So you can definitely do that. Don't forget your photo ID. You can use your North Carolina driver's license. If you have a current up-to-date passport, you can use that. You can use your state ID, which is it's a free photo ID that you can get from DMV. But if you're not a driver, you can still get the state ID. So it's like a current photo ID. It's just like a driver's license, but it doesn't enable you to drive. So you can use that. You can use your official college university ID. You can use your state local government employee ID, your charter school employee ID. Now, if you just moved to Durham and you put in for your driver's license at least 90 days ago, you can still use your out-of-state, Puerto Rico, Guam, state, territory, whatever, U.S. territory, Washington, D.C., you can use that driver's license. Okay. Oh, and something about being, let's see if I can find this. There it is. If you're over age 65, you can use an expired ID, like driver's license, if it was still good on your 65th birthday. Sounds a little confusing, but yeah, you can do that. Okay, and now let me tell you about actually, there's some city vacancies I need to tell you about, because you might want to join one of these committees or commissions and lend your expertise or kickstart a political career. So by end of day Thursday, they'd want to hear from you if you want to join either the Durham Open Space and Trails Commission, the Durham Workers' Rights Commission, the Participatory Budgeting Steering Committee, the Racial Equity Commission, or the Recreation Advisory Commission. So if you want to join any one of those, then definitely let them know by end of day Thursday. Okay, let me tell you about Catholic Charities, because they're back. They were closed last week. They had like a system-wide, at least locally, like training or something like that, a retreat. So they're back. And they're at 2020 Chapel Hill Road, right next door to the new Lincoln Community Health Center branch, which is at Lakewood Shopping Center, 2000 Chapel Hill Road. So they're right there. You can go and you can sit down with a social worker, and they'll ask you, what you need in terms of food. Some people don't eat pork, for example, so you can let them know that there's certain foods you can't eat. Then they'll get you a bunch of groceries. And they also have when available, but usually they have in stock some diapers. So you can let them know what size diapers you need. They have from newborn all the way up to like adult diapers. So you can, sometimes they have clothes. I've heard people ask for shoes for their kids, coats. I don't know what else they have in the back, but they have a lot of stuff. So definitely go ahead and talk with a social worker and get your needs met if you are in need. So you can do this on Wednesdays from 10 to 1. Then if that doesn't work out for you because you're working a job or whatever, then on Wednesdays from 5 to 7. And if that doesn't work for you, Thursdays 10 to 1. Hopefully you can make it one of those days. Services are offered in both English and Spanish. And there is a lady who speaks French who's there sometimes. And because someone was there from one of the African countries, let's see, was it Congo or Senegal? I forget. And they were able to communicate because the person spoke French. So anyway, there you go. Let's see. The Durham County libraries are open until 8. Bragtown closes at 6. They reopen tomorrow at 9:30, and then Bragtown reopens at 10 tomorrow. Let's see what's happening at the Durham Tech Small Business Center, shall we? No in-person classes today or tomorrow, but they do have online classes that you can take, and you can learn how to run a business or learn how to improve your business. So let's see what's being offered today, the 31st. So from 3 until 5, there's a free all these classes are free, by the way. Okay. Withholding tax basics for the small business owner. That's from 3 until 5 today. And here's another one from 6 until 7:15. Creating did I skip one? No. Creating a nonprofit, part 4. Fundamentals of nonprofit fundraising, creating a plan. And that's from 6 until 7:15. Here's another one. This one is from 6 until 8. E-commerce, part 5 of 9. Don't worry about the parts. Just take whatever class you want to take. And they usually catch you up if there's further information that you need to know. Oh, somebody made a comment. Wait a minute. Guy R. Cook is saying happy Halloween, Durham Skywriter. Thank you so much, Guy R. Cook in Kennewick, Washington State. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? E-commerce, selling on your Shopify website. So if you want to sell mugs, T-shirts, gear, merch, whatever, you can learn how to do that. And also you can learn how to use a Shopify. I think what some people do, they open a Shopify account and somehow marry it to their website, which I think is brilliant. So you can learn how to do all that. I'm sure they'll show you how. All righty. Let's see. If that's it for the word page, let's go to the health page. It's called To Your Health. Let's see. And actually, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and my doctor did say, I kind of knew this was coming. I had actually read a bit about this, but COVID is pretty much here to stay. It's going to become like the flu, where you get vaccine every year, and hopefully you won't get it. Now, she actually got COVID. You can be just as careful as you want. She said she was on vacation, and just one day, she went out of the hotel to the gift shop, and her masks were in the car, and she didn't feel like just walking all the way to the car to get her mask. And she said she felt a bit paranoid when she saw the people in the gift shop. That's where she got it, because she said everywhere else she was wearing her mask. So you still have to be careful. I think when you're in a crowd, you need to at least have your mask at least at the ready. Now, when I have my sling bag around my shoulder, I usually have some masks in one of the little pockets, just in case. And in fact, I'm going to Los Angeles tomorrow, and I might be even double masked. I'm not playing. I'm going to be very, very serious. I do plan to eat on the plane, but I will not be engaging in conversation while eating and drinking. I'll tell you that. So anyway, I said all that just to say that COVID is going to be like a a normal part of life. And I guess every year when you get your flu vaccine, you'll get your COVID vaccine as well. I also read, for those of you who are in my age group, who are older than 60, it's suggested that maybe you not get your COVID and flu shots at the same time because it slightly increases your chance of stroke. Not trying to scare anybody, but that's what I read. So when I took my COVID shot on Saturday, I was asked if I wanted a flu shot as well. And I said, no, I'll hold off on that until I get back to town. There you go. Okay, and you can actually check the numbers. They no longer really mention the numbers anymore. But if you go to the health page of the Durham Skywriter, you can actually click a link to see the national numbers, and then you can click a link to see what's happening in Durham County. And Guy, our cook, if you're still watching from Washington State, you can actually use that same link and just enter your county and see the numbers where you live. Okay, American Red Cross is having a blood drive. Let's scroll down to that. So today, the American Red Cross, they're accepting blood donations at Jordan High School, 6806 Garrett Road. They're already there and will be there until 2:30. Blood Connection is also collecting blood. And it's just funny to mention on Halloween. But anyway, so Blood Connection, they're at the O2 Fitness University Hill, and that is on Shannon Road. They'll be there later this afternoon from 4 until 6. Also on the health page, the Health Equipment Loan Program, also known as HELP, is run by the county's Project Access. So they have their own office, 4206 North Roxbury Street, Suite 100. They're open 2 days a week, Tuesdays 10 to 2, Fridays 1 to 5. And basically, if you have like things lying around the house you no longer need, walkers, wheelchairs, bedside commodes, canes, knee scooters, those pickup sticks, tub transfer benches, anything like that, you can donate it. They would love that. They disinfect and repair, and then they loan them out to people who otherwise can't afford them, or people just need them and just have limited resources, no insurance or whatever. Then they can borrow for 3 months at a time, which I think is a really, really cool program. So check it out. If you have something to donate or if you need to borrow, then go ahead and go to 4206 North Roxbury Street, Suite 100 by 2 o'clock. Okay, I just want to point this out. I mean, not trying to, I'm just saying. There's a new 3-digit number for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. I always thought it was weird for them to have these 10-digit numbers when you're at the lowest. How can you think of a 10-digit number? But now it's 988. Services or people are available 24/7 in English and in Spanish. You can call or you can text. Okay, let's go to the Let's Go page, the calendar of events page. Let's go there and see what's happening today with it being Thanksgiving, Halloween. Okay. Now, New Visions of Africa restaurant, they usually have a grocery giveaway on Tuesdays at 12:30, but I think they're having I don't know. I was there and Kasib just told me to like last week, to let you know that the groceries will be given away tomorrow. So tomorrow, with it being Wednesday at 12:30, you can stop by 1306 Fayetteville Street and then get groceries, but not today. So go tomorrow. And they might not be able to give away food today. Usually they give away meals from 3 until 6. They might not be able to do that today, just to let you know. But for sure tomorrow they will have groceries starting at 12:30. If you're in need, stop by. They're served by the 5 and the 5K bus. They're next door to W.D. Hill, which means you can use the W.D. Hill parking lot. Okay, let's see. Here's where Halloween fits in. Durham Parks and Recreation, they're celebrating the 35th annual Halloweeno. West Point on the Eno Park, 5101 North Roxbury Street. This is going to be from 5:30 today until 8:30 tonight. Totally free. You don't have to register. You don't have to sign up to show up. Bring the kiddies. They're going to have, and I hope it doesn't rain. I think it's supposed to stop raining right before dinner. But anyway, be that as it may, the ground might be a little wet. But anyway, It's going to be a little cool out, so put their little jackets on. So they're going to have campfire. They're going to have campfire stories. I'm sure they're going to be spooky, fun stories. They're going to have a sing-along. Why not? They're going to have hay rides. I went on a hay ride once, and that was so fun. Being from a big city like Chicago, I didn't know anything about it. But boy, it was fun. They're going to have treats, of course. They're going to have crafts. They're going to have games and more. It's a totally free event. I would say they have pretty good parking. They've got good parking. Now, two things I want you to bring. A bag for the trick-or-treating. Okay, if you have a bag, bring a bag. And a flashlight if you have one, because it will be dark by, 6:30, something like that. So anyway, bring a flashlight if you have one, and, so your little kids won't get too scared. Okay, it's a little airish out, but still they being, you call this yoga, they're going to have a Tuesday yoga in the park. It's going to be this evening from 6 until 7. It's free. Durham Central Park is downtown, 501 Foster Street. It's free. This session is in both English and Spanish, which is great. Don't forget your yoga mat or at least a large towel. There's going to be a black and brown ballet class at the Hayti Heritage Center, which, Dr. Tachi is saying hello. In fact, she's saying it twice. Boom. There you go. Hello, Tachi. Very happy to have you here. She's watching from Florida. She's watching via the Durham Skywriter YouTube channel. Okay, let's see. The ballet class. It is $10 to attend. Otherwise, it's, you have to be at least age 12. You have to be at least a beginner or intermediate dancer. They start out with the stretches and the, little workout there, and then they'll get into the technique. These particular exercises are especially designed for Black and brown bodies. And of course, everybody's welcome, but if you happen to be Black or brown, you will feel most welcome, because they're not always accepted in traditional ballet spaces for whatever reason. Okay, Marva's Fun's going to have her Stay Well virtual line dance class. It's going to be tonight from 7 until 8 on Zoom. And Tachi, I don't know if you heard, I'm going to Los Angeles tomorrow, super early. I'm going to be at the airport like at 4:30 in the morning. But anyway, let's see. The Trivia Night Challenge is going to be held at the Durham Food Hall, and that's going to be from 7 until 8:30. It's free admission, and you get to compete for prizes. People love prizes. Okay. Now, you know about the Tuesday Blues Jam at the Blue Note Grill. This is every Tuesday from 7 until 10-ish. But tonight, they're going to have a special focus on Halloween. So they'll probably play, what's that song? I Put a Spell on You, and they'll probably play, Anyway, there's a bunch of songs that they can choose from. So I think there's going to be an extra vibe of just fun tonight at the Blue Note Grill. It's free admission. They encourage dancing. You can't go wrong. So that's going to be at 709 Washington Street from 7 until 10-ish. And if you want to join, just sign in when you get there. Enjoy. I will. I'm going for a conference. It's called a taxi conference. Has nothing to do with driving. Has to do with songwriting and composing. But yeah, it's going to be super fun. Yes. Okay. Enough about me. Let's see. Now tomorrow, Bell Yeager Free Will Baptist Church on East Cornwallis Road, they'll be having their food giveaway for people in need. Now, even though officially it's from 10 until noon, get there a couple of hours early if you can, because there are a lot of people in need, and they really start lining up super early. So if you really want to get those groceries, then get there as early as possible. And I'm usually there giving away flyers for senior pharmacists, and I can tell you that usually by noon, they're pretty much given out. sometimes they're by 11:30, they're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel there. So and they serve a lot of people. They serve literally a couple hundred families a week. So yeah. All righty. Oh, Boxyard RTP, they'll be featuring the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Trio. They'll be playing Latin fusion music. That's going to be at Boxyard RTP, 900 Park Offices Drive, right off of Highway 54. It's the Here and There live concert series tomorrow from noon until 2. Free admission. You're outside, enjoying the fresh air, and even though it's free, there are eateries all around, so you won't go hungry. You can make some purchases for lunch or get a nice little beverage. I think that's pretty much it. And don't forget, the grocery giveaway is not today, it's tomorrow, at least for this week. Okay, let's look at the weather. Nothing like it was yesterday. It's 52 right now. Tachi, don't you dare laugh. I know you're in Florida. Okay, but anyway. It's 52, folks, and it's a little drizzly out, so you have to find your raincoats, your jackets, whatever, your sweaters. It's only going up to 63. I shouldn't complain, but yeah, it's going up to 63. It was 80 yesterday. I have to complain at least a little, but it's going up to 63, so it's still not bad. It will be cloudy all day long. There's going to be a 20% chance of rain around 4-ish, so I think the outdoor events today, especially the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗟 at West Point of the Eno Park, I think it should go without a hitch. And Tachi is saying 63 is not bad. It's not bad. It's not 80. It's not bad. Indeed, it is not bad at all. Now, tomorrow, the high will only be 51. I'm still not going to say it's bad because it's not freezing. So it'll be 51 tomorrow, but it will be sunny. Now, where's my phone? Let me reach over here at my kitchen table here, and I'm curious what we're going to be having the rest of the week. I should be saying you because I won't be here. Let's see. So Thursday, 55. Oh, it's going to be sunny the rest of the week. Okay. So Wednesday, 51. Thursday, 55. Friday, 62. Saturday, 69. Sunday, 71. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's look at Los Angeles, just out of curiosity. So 85 tomorrow. I'm not even going to read the rest. That's enough for me. And I don't want to rub noses. That's not polite. That's not polite at all. Oh, look who's here. Okay. We have a guest. Latrice is back. Haven't seen her for a minute. Let me put on some fanfare here and bring her on. Long time no see. What's new?
Nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing okay, getting ready to go to Los Angeles tomorrow.
Ooh.
For a couple of days.
You're going to Los Angeles for only a couple of days?
A few days.
Okay.
Yeah, a few days. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to a conference. So
nice. What kind of conference?
It's for songwriters. It's called Taxi. Okay. I don't know why it's called Taxi, but it's for songwriters and composers. It's for people who want to get their music onto like television and like movies and, production stuff. Yeah.
I don't think I knew that you did songwriting. Didn't know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not something that I haven't been that successful with it. I've got my music on. Back in the day, I got my music onto an independent film and a TV show and a PBS series.
Oh, nice.
So it was fun. So I want to get back into it. Now that I'm older and I have more time on my hands, I want to get back into the music part.
Lovely. Do it. Make these dreams come true. Love it.
You might as well, right? Before it's too late, you might as well do what you want, right?
I agree. Absolutely. 100%. I'm excited. Hopefully bring some warm weather back when you come because this temperature.
I would love to because it's going to be 85 there.
Oh,
So if I could coax the temps a bit east, I would love to do that.
yeah. Just put some in the bag and bring it on back with you.
I'll do that. I will definitely do that.
Love it. Love
But
it.
what's new with you? Or tell us who you are so people can know.
𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, local realtist in the Durham Triangle area. Yeah, president of the Triangle Board of Realtors for now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's
You got any
me.
workshops coming up? Because you hold
I
some great workshops.
I do actually. Well, so we have a couple of things coming up. Actually, this Thursday for my fellow real estate professionals, we have a retreat called the Triangle Wealthy Retreat, and we
Ooh.
are going to have training all day from 9 to 4. And even if you can't stay the whole time, try to come in. We're going to be talking about mindset, systems, work smarter, not harder,
Mm.
AI, Canva, just things that we can do to implement in our businesses as this continuously changing real estate world is going on. So that's
How do
this.
you use AI in real estate?
Ooh, well, you got to come on Thursday. You can use AI just about in anything. I was really just talking to somebody a few minutes ago, and she's an instructor, and I have my real estate instructor's license, and she was like, "Yeah, you can create a whole class in AI." So I was like, "Oh,
Ah,
may have to consider." So yeah, so
okay.
AI, Canva. I'm not leading the classes. I'm
Okay. I
don't.
love Canva. That is the best graphics program
It's
ever.
pretty intense. Yeah, it has a lot of features. So I'm learning to do it.
Okay.
So it's 9 to 4 Thursday. Registration is available at twgpresents.com. It is only $30, but if anybody hears this message and wants to come, they can use the code VIP to take $5 off of the registration. And that not only includes all of the great training, but it includes breakfast and lunch. Nice, good
Oh,
food.
okay.
So, yeah, so just wanted to share that. And then on Veterans Day, there's actually a couple of programs going on.
Ooh.
There's going to be a veterans celebration recognition program luncheon at St. Joseph's AME Church on Fayetteville,
Ooh.
and will be from 11 to 2 or 11 to 1. I'll post the link
Oh,
in
I
there.
appreciate that. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that same day, we're going to be doing. My group also does a monthly virtual home buyer seminar. So we do it on the second Saturday of each month at 2 o'clock, and
Okay.
that also the registration that's free, and the registration for that is also available at TWG Presents. But on the 11th, um, the home buyer seminar is going to be focused for veterans and VA loans and things, benefits that are available for veterans to take advantage of. That's
Okay. This twgpresents.com, that's new, isn't it?
TWG, the Wealthy Group Presents.com. Yes, it is new.
Oh,
Group of us, about 10 of us that are part of this group in the Triangle. So we're looking to, grow the group, and we provide the homebuyer seminars and the Wealthy Retreat and different things that will be available just to improve education and improve, opportunities for people to learn how to buy a home, how to maintain.
whoa.
Oops.
Where'd you go? Oh,
Okay.
there you are.
Yeah, my alarm was still popping up for me to join you.
Oh,
So, yep. So yeah, twgpresents.com for both of those opportunities. And we will have quarterly in-person seminars starting the first of the year too. So I'll come back on and share
okay.
those when we get the details
Okay.
for it.
Let me
But
ask you a
yeah, just
question
want to be
since
able
you
to
deal
get
in real
questions
estate.
answered and help
I
people
wanna-
build and maintain wealth.
okay. And speaking of which, let
Uh-oh,
me
did I
ask
lose
you
you?
a
Can you hear me?
question.
Because I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Uh-oh. Try to
Hmm.
refresh. Okay, wait. Let me give you.
I can't hear you.
Um,
I'm going to go
okay.
out and come back in because I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear
Oh,
me or
okay.
not.
Okay.
Okay, I guess you can't hear me. Okay, I'm going
Okay.
out and come back in.
Yeah, I put a comment for her to refresh, so that's what she's going to do. Anyway, so I'm sure she's going to come right back. That alarm that went off on her cell phone probably disconnected the whatever. Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. I can hear you. You can hear me.
Yes.
Excellent.
Very good.
Okay. So I had a question for you.
Okay.
Okay. So I grew up hearing that being taught that real estate is like your best investment and will probably be your biggest investment.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like a regular adult. When I say regular, I mean not, like rich or just, like regular folks. Okay.
Okay, Theo.
But the big problem here I don't know if we're unique in I'm going to say Triangle, but Durham especially. I don't know how unique we are, but it just seems that the new houses coming in are 3, 4, and 500,000, and people who have like I in fact my godmother's house when I first moved here, her house was valued at maybe like 35,000. It's a normal house, but I guess maybe because the neighborhood, she lives right around the block from McDougal Terrace. It's a cute little house, and it's probably valued more now. But people are saying, "Well, shoot, if your house is valued at, well, even my house is valued at 147,000. That's not a lot. I mean, it's more than what I paid. But if you sell your house, how can you buy a new house?"
That's the question. And you have to really
Yeah,
think about it because a lot of people were selling their home in this frenzy because you could get so much more for your house. But I would tell people you got to have a plan of where you're going to go before you sell
yeah.
your house. So that's something you got to think about. Um,
I can see an old person who's knows that they're going into retirement home. I can see that, you
or
know.
somebody leave or go more out into a rural area or downsize or um,
Hmm.
a lot of people took the money they were renting for a period of time. So, but you got to be strategic with it because now interest rates are higher, and again, housing
Yeah.
prices are higher. But um, you
See,
know,
I'm wondering if families are going to start doing what they did back in the day because I grew up in a black middle class neighborhood called Chatham in Chicago. We were mostly from Woodlawn, which was akin to Harlem, I would say, except it was not Harlem. But what I mean by that is that there's a lot of poverty and there was a lot of working class and middle class. We were all stuck together in the same area because of redlining.
mhm,
You know, when they opened it up in the 50s, those with the wherewithal, the money, or whatever, were able to, like my folks, to go to Chatham, which was opening up to Black people.
mhm,
But families worked together back then. It's not like, I mean, my mom was a teacher, my dad was a social worker. She brought in, I guess, what was considered decent money. He had a minimum wage income,
mhm,
but what they did, they put their money together. But the Black folks back then, the parents down south would help too. Uh-oh,
mhm.
she disappeared again.
I'm
Are you still
here.
there?
Can you see?
Oh yeah, I can't see you though.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
I was trying to
So
turn
it's
the alarm off so it didn't kick me out again.
oh okay, okay. But see, like back then, like the extended families would help the children, the adult children, to buy. Like I remember the grandmother down here where I am in Durham. My mom's mom paid the down payment, and my dad's mom, I think she built the garage, had the trees cut down, and put up the garage. And even when I bought a house in Chicago, my mom paid the what was it called? The
Down,
points or whatever.
down points to buy your interest rate down.
Yeah, because I bought FHA and there was 1 point $1,000. And my mom paid that so that I could, FHA is the way to go. I'm just saying, if you don't have a lot of money, I'm just saying. But
Well,
but
there's
I'm
some,
wondering.
so you have to
Oh, go
look
ahead.
at the situation. I said, no, there's some options. FHA can be a good way to go, but there
Mhm.
may be other 100% or down payment options that might be better than FHA because you don't have
And
mortgage
I
issues.
know you know all about it. I just know just my own little circumstance. But yeah, I'm sure you could tell folks how to. I'm sure that's why you have all those workshops. To tell the folks how they can still buy a house without being rich or whatever. But I'm guessing a bunch of people will have to come together to buy houses nowadays, like back in the day, grandparents and parents, and I
I
don't
mean,
know.
there's still there's still people that are able to buy a house individually. What would be ideal is if we were financially savvy enough to be able to help, like you're saying.
Hmm.
And that goes to the building and maintaining wealth that I like to have sessions on, because
Hmm.
a lot of times if grandma does leave us a house, we take the first offer because we've never seen that much money, but
I
or we
understand.
that we forced to sell because we can't afford to pay the taxes. So, or maybe it wasn't put in the right type of trust, or
Oh, yeah.
or estate
Hmm.
planning. So
Hmm.
getting that education out and having those uncomfortable conversations to say, hey, yeah, we have to talk about, what do you want? Um,
Hmm.
how do you want things to look? We have to have those conversations so that we can
Sure.
keep the wealth in our families and be able to,
Hmm.
sell, be able to help the next generation come along.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Well, I remember when my folks down here needed money to for the upkeep of their home, my parents were able to turn around and help them. So it's like families helping each other, and I think that's a good way to go if you're able to. If you're not, I can totally understand. But I think that helps the if people can help each other, then that's a great way to keep it going in the family. And Tachi's saying the house across the street from me sold for $875,000.
yeah, when you said 147 and told me it was near there, I'm like, I don't think so, but I don't know your address.
Oh yeah.
147, that's
Well, but
very.
here's the well, actually you can answer my question for me. Okay, so I was told that houses, depending on your ability to bargain, um, aren't always sold at the county assessment rate, but the market rate. So
Okay.
my so I was told that even though my assessed rate by the county, my tax rate is 147,000. They said I would get much more because these people are desperate for these. I haven't happened to have a nice little property because out here in I live south of downtown in a neighborhood that's I don't know how old it. Well, it's from the 70s, so the yards are pretty big. I
Hmm.
know the yards are getting smaller. I've noticed they're getting much smaller. So I have a nice little space, and I guess what's happening in some neighborhoods, they're tearing down. Now my house is real ordinary. It's just a real ordinary non-brick ranch house,
That's,
and houses like mine, they say they're knocking them down and then putting up especially in Raleigh, like really big houses, to the point where the yards end up being very small because the house is so darn big. So, so I don't know.
yeah,
I
I
mean, yeah.
suspect your house is worth well more than 147, but that tax value is not your market value. Um,
Okay. So how does that work? I mean, who determines how much my house is worth if I see that the county is saying that it's 147? So who determines that?
which the 147 is good for you because your taxes are low. But if you were to look to sell it, then a realtor can help
Oh,
you
Utah. Okay.
determine the value. If you wanted to have an appraisal, um, you could do that. So that's who would help you determine the value. But
Okay.
the market value is definitely different than the tax value.
Okay. Let me, Atal wants to join the show. So I'm posting the link again. Let's see if that worked. Okay. So he's from Pakistan. Yeah, he might be able to join.
Okay.
So I guess it would be like your ability to just know what houses are selling for in the neighborhood, and because actually my friend Donna, she said next door to her, somebody sold their lot. It was a corner lot. And she said they didn't get nearly what they were supposed to, because what they did with it being a corner lot, so the house was facing Club Boulevard, but what they did, they turned it around and made the entrance to the house, the side, wherever the side street was, they built 4 houses on one lot.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They made some money.
Yeah, because you can. I was showed a house on oh my gosh, what was this? Otis on Saturday, and the house beside it, the lot beside it had a house in front and then a house right behind. So you see a lot of people are doing that.
I've seen neighbors do that.
Putting the multiple houses on there. So yeah.
Yeah,
But
people are doing this. I think it's called ADU. That's kind of a new thing.
yeah. But these were 2 full-size houses. It wasn't
Oh,
just
full houses. Okay.
like smaller
Oh,
additional dwelling unit, I think is what ADU stands for. No, I'm
yeah.
talking it's 2 regular, probably 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-story homes that were
Well,
like
if you can do it, do it. It's not good. Well, it makes your tax go up, I'm sure.
Well,
Right?
for me,
It has to.
I wouldn't
2
want.
houses on one lot.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want the front or the back house because I want a little bit of privacy. I don't want to be on my front porch looking at the back of somebody's house.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I would think somebody would do that for their adult kids, though. I can see people doing
no,
that for
I don't
family.
think I think these are just being sold single family homes. I don't think they're like family. Like your family. That's what I'm saying. That's different what you're talking
about. That is different, though. That is different.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that all of these houses that I'm seeing, like on Fayetteville, on Riddle Road, I've seen them in quite a few places. They're just houses that are front and back of each other. And I know that, we need more housing, but that's just my opinion. So.
Well, I don't know if you would know the answer to this, but let me ask you anyway. So if you do if there's one lot, and I don't know if you're talking about an instance where they're building the front and the back house together. My question is, if there was a front house and then they put a back house, house behind the front house, is there a lead house, or do they equally share that one property tax that was originally assessed?
I don't know for sure. I would suspect that they are. I guess it depends on how they did it. If there was I would expect that they would be individual homes with their own individual lots and tax records, unless it was a situation that they kept them together. But and it can vary. So I would suspect that these 2 homes, I didn't look them up, but I suspect that this is one house and then this other house is a separate house, and they all have their own. They're sold individually.
So realtors like yourself, are you asked these kinds of questions? Are people curious about this sort of thing, or?
Like if someone was interested, if I was showing that house, that's definitely something I would look into before we made an offer, because you need to know what you're offering on. In that case too, they probably are sharing a driveway. So things like that, you need to know if there's a
yard.
There's guidelines and things like that. So yeah, we would discuss those. We would look that up.
I can definitely see it work for family, though. I mean, because I remember the Cades, they live 2 doors down from us in Chicago. The house across the alley from the Cades was vacant. And so they purchased it for their adult child. so that she and her husband and child could live right, So it's like, so the kids are able to run back and forth across the alley from house to house. And
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure if they had the ability to have two houses on one property, they probably would have done it.
Yeah. I mean, and you do have to look at what works for you, and
Mhm.
what you're okay with and what your budget allows.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want somebody you don't like or someone you don't trust that close to you, because then that would be really awkward. So I
Yeah.
guess you have to be careful. But I can imagine. So, let me ask you. Okay, I'm just picking your brain. I'm just taking advantage of you. But let me ask you this anyway. Okay, so back in the day, investing in real estate for regular 9 to 5 folks would mean perhaps buying a 2 flat and living in one and renting one out, or even a 3 flat building, which I think here would be called a duplex. I don't know what I don't even think they have
Tri-
3 flats here in Durham.
Triplex.
Um, oh,
They
they call it that?
triplex
Okay.
and quadruplex. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that was considered dabbling in real estate, investing in real estate. What is considered the equivalent here in Durham nowadays for people who are just, Ata is asking for the link. I posted now he's on YouTube, bless his heart. He has to come. Okay, I'm just going to say, please come. Okay, I really need to do this. Ata, please come to the Facebook page. Okay. So, like a regular 9 to 5er, in other words, a non-rich but at least a steady income person here, what is considered, getting into real estate in terms of, you still there? Oh no, she disappeared for real. Latrice. Oh no.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh,
My
there you
phone.
are. Okay.
Yeah, my
Okay.
phone.
So like a regular 9 to 5er, maybe they have a couple extra dollars after they pay their bills. They want to invest in real estate. So I don't think duplexes are all that common here. I don't know. But what's considered investing in real estate for folks here in Durham?
I mean, well, there are some duplex options there. I mean, they are not, as abundant as might like, but there are some, and I have sold duplexes to
Mhm.
to clients that rent on one side,
Mhm.
and live on the other side. So that is still an option. You
Mhm.
can do a single family home. It just really depends on what your budget is, to what you can afford. A lot of investors nowadays are having to go outside of the city of Durham to,
Mhm.
places like, well, it used to be Creedmoor, but now it might be Oxford or Henderson or,
Those are
um,
great towns. I like
yeah,
Oxford. I've
um,
been to Henderson.
Mounts,
Yeah.
Fayetteville, to Dunn, there, Wilson, Goldsboro. So having to go a little bit further out than you
Mhm.
would in the past. Like back in the day, like you said, you could buy a house downtown Durham for 30,000. Now
Oh,
you
yeah.
might for 100,000, and if you do, you probably gonna have to gut it and
Yeah.
redo completely.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, I know a guy who owns a bunch of houses, but he works on houses, so he's able to fix them up himself, and he
Hmm.
rents them out, which I think is, of course, he got in when you could afford houses back then. Oh, Ata is here. Let's bring on Ata and say hello. Hello, Ata. How are you?
Hi, I'm
Hi.
fine. What's about you?
Yeah, how's your family?
They are well now. I'm far away from my home and now I'm in my sister home.
Oh, okay. Okay. In a different city?
Yes, in a different. And my sister home is uh, approximately 150 kilometer away from my home.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Nice visit, huh? You having a nice visit?
Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you could join us. We were talking about, this is Latrice. She lives in my town.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
fine.
And
Good.
Atal lives in Pakistan. And Latrice helps people to buy homes. So she teaches people how to do it, how to find homes. Uh-oh. Latrice, come back. But she helps people to find homes that they can afford
Yeah.
and how
She is
to,
a real estate agent.
yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me, Latrice? Latrice might have to refresh again. Okay, Latrice, refresh if you can. Let me put it in the chat. Let's see. Okay, I just put a message called refresh. Hopefully she can come back.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
You can hear me now?
I'm sorry, my
Okay,
phone
good.
is blowing up. So,
Oh, well, that's because you just mentioned that you're going to have this great retreat and workshop, and they probably have questions.
yes. So, um, yeah. So did you have another question for me? Because I don't want my phone to ring
Oh
again.
no, that's it. I just wanted to, as always, just take advantage of your vast knowledge to ask some real estate questions, because the market, in my opinion, is changing, and I guess it has probably changed throughout my whole life. It's nothing new. After
Okay.
all, redlining was so popular when I was very little
Mm-hmm.
that our progress is pretty much held back by that, and uh, things change from decade to decade. So I guess that means you are always continuously learning about real estate as the market changes.
Absolutely. I love it. I said there's never a dull moment in real estate. So,
I have a
Nice.
question for literacy.
okay.
Yes. I am studying business by myself, and in our area there is misinformation spread that real estate is not a business. If we do business, that's mean uh, we produce products or do trade in which the man got individually benefit and mm, the whole nation got benefit. But in real estate, the individual only get beneficial, but the nation do not get benefit. Is it right?
Um, I would have to disagree with that. I think that people don't really understand what we as realtors do and the value. And I'll say that because I've had a lot of past clients that will get their real estate license and then they're like, oh, I had no idea. There's this perception that we just show you a house and then pick up a check. And that is not the case. So, um, and real estate, I know here is foundational for wealth building. So, you need professionals that provide that service for you. So I would think that that would be, I think you said you're in Pakistan, so I don't know the culture there and how things go, but it's definitely a benefit to, it's a service. I mean, it's just like, it's a service like medical service or medical care. You need these types of services for the overall good of the community. So you need professionals that are going to provide good service in real estate so that there can be financial growth and benefit.
May I address this also? Because Atal, you were saying that some people are saying that the individual makes money, but it doesn't necessarily benefit the country or the community. I say that's wrong to say, because if you are making money, like, for example, I know people who were brought up on welfare, which means their parents couldn't buy everything that they needed. The state had to help them, or the county had to help. My dad was a social worker. So that meant he helped people who had no money, very, very poor, to still get food. And that somebody pays for that food. The people pay for that. If you are on welfare and you go to school, you become, I'm not going to say wealthy, but you're able to care for yourself because you're making money, you get a job, then that benefits the country, that benefits your county, because you no longer have to take from the county. You are now making money that's helping other people who are poor. You're also buying things that are helping the local merchants. You're also you're independent. So you are paying into a system as opposed to taking from the system. And either I'm not saying either one is good or bad. That's just the way it works. So I think it helps the country and the community more if people have money, because they're able to take care of themselves and their families, and they can help others too if they choose to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, if everybody's in poverty, that definitely hurts the country and the community. That's for sure.
In our country, there is a trend. The man who has the money, lot of money, he entered in the real estate business without any knowledge. So I
Yeah.
think that this is problem in our country, that without knowledge, only by money, they entered in real estate.
I
Well,
mean,
that
well, you
makes
have to
sense.
start
Yeah.
somewhere. You have to start somewhere, and uh, somebody has to, if there's no education, then somebody has to take the initial step. And then maybe you look into, do some research into other countries and how they've done it, and decide what's best for your country as you make that transition.
Yeah. I also feel, are you still there, Acha?
Yes,
Oh, good. Okay. Also, I think whatever you do as an adult, you should always study and learn about it, so that if you are investing in real estate, then hopefully you will learn what it takes to keep a house going. You will learn about plumbing. You will learn about electricity, because things will go wrong. You will need to know
yes,
how to hire someone who's licensed or at least good at fixing things. That means you have to learn how to use the money that you have. You still have to feed your family on one hand, but then on the other hand, now you have properties to take care of. So you have to learn about financial situations. You have to learn about saving money for taxes, for repairs, maybe
yes,
even sales, because sometimes, like my great grandfather was a farmer. He was poor, but he was a farmer, and one by one he bought 10 houses, and he was able to sell them. When they needed money, he could sell a house, or he'd rent the house to a family who needed a place to stay. So you can start very, very small in real estate and do well. I don't know about nowadays in my city. Things are very expensive in my city right now.
Hmm. Patricia, I gotta run, but I
Oh, okay,
appreciate you
Latrice.
having me. I'm sorry, I gotta jump off.
Thank you so much,
uh,
Latrice. So I'll be looking for those links.
electricity.
I'll put
I
them.
have just one question for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yes, can you provide me your a contact, because I want to learn more about real estate and understand its misinformation. If you do not mind, can you give me your social media contact where I can contact with you?
I can. I am at Latrice is your realtor on Facebook and Instagram.
Feel free to put that
Can
in
you
in
type?
the notes.
Okay, I just put my email address in the chat,
Oh, good.
but
Okay.
I'll put my handles in for
Okay,
Facebook.
thanks.
In the comments. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you, Latrice.
Thanks.
you're
And I'll see
welcome.
you soon. Okay.
All
Take
right,
care.
you too. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All righty, Acha. So, in terms of, is do you live in Lahore, Pakistan, or somewhere else? Do
Uh,
you a different city?
I am in Gujarat.
Okay. So, is there a lot of, is it a hot real estate market? Or there are a lot of people buying homes and selling homes
Yes,
where you live?
yes, yes.
Ooh. So maybe that would be a good business to go into.
Uh, I am thinking that the problem is on the fake influencer on YouTube. They want to grow their views and monetization and money. In case of that, they transfer misinformation to the
Oh,
people. In this result, they uh, lost their money without any
wow.
knowledge. Yes, I
Yes,
think that
probably
if
it's
if
probably good
we get
to
knowledge,
learn. I'm sorry, go ahead.
get knowledge from uh, resource which is ethical and like Udemy, Coursera, not only YouTube. Because if we make a course on Udemy or Coursera, we need some uh, certification. So
Right.
I
Okay.
prefer
So
that.
yeah, it's good to know who you are learning from. And it's probably
Yes,
good to look at more traditional sources for information. But see, some people like on YouTube or whatever, especially the young people, um, a lot of them want to make money to show off, or they want to show, oh, I'm wealthy. But
yes,
when I was a little kid, my dad taught us that we had a job, that our job as children was to go to school and to do well in school. He said, my dad said that my parents' jobs were to take care of the family by going to work. So my mother and father both worked, and their job was to make money so they could care for the family. It wasn't about wealth or all that other stuff. That stuff is, it might be important to somebody. I'm not going to say they're wrong, but the way I was brought up, your family is the most important thing. So if you make
yes.
money, then you're able to care for your family, and that's it. you know
Okay.
and I know some people want to be wealthy and show, with the cars and the,
Yes,
all this,
they
uh,
they invest lot of on liabilities.
yeah, the family. I hope that the family will always come first, at least for the majority of the people, because if you're just chasing money just to show off and
Yes,
that
there
sort
is
of thing.
lot of fake influencer on TikTok, YouTube, where people see and then shocked that they have lot of money from this and that. They do
Mhm.
not see behind that story. So that
Exactly,
is
because a
actually the
lot of
point.
people, yeah, because a lot of those people are not telling the truth.
Yes,
They say a lot of these guys showing the sports cars, they are renting those cars. Those are not even their cars. Sometimes they're renting the
yes,
house that they claim to own. They say,
yes.
"Oh, this is my beautiful new house,"
Beautiful.
and they're renting. It's not their
Yes,
house.
yes,
So, so I think if you stay focused on living, being a good person, and raising, I mean, if you have a family, raising your family right, and don't, not teaching your children just to be greedy with the money and all. I think you'll be more fulfilled and more happy. That's just my
yes,
opinion. I might not be
yes.
right,
Thanks
but
for
that's
your
all I,
opinion.
yeah.
That is valuable.
Yeah. So,
Uh,
but yeah, I'll
I
bet a
have
lot of people.
another question.
Sure.
That there is lot of information on internet in the form of social media applications and on website. How we find that this information is true, valid, and the person who is narrated that information is authentic. How we filter the information, basically.
Ooh, that's hard. That's really hard. Um, when you're young, I think it's harder to figure out. When you're old like me, you have seen people through the years and you know if they're
There's a
legitimate
lot of
or not.
experience.
So yeah, so when you're young, I think you have to look at what they have done. To actually, you have to check to see if they're authentic. You know, if they say
Yeah,
that they have a degree or a certificate from somewhere, then you might have to check to see if that's true. Because a lot of people lie about their education, about their license or whatever.
yes,
You might have to check for yourself to see if it's true. You might also have to check their past. Sometimes you can go back on their social media and check their progress to see if what they're saying, is true, or that you can believe them when they say something, especially with like politicians. Very often they say things that they think you want to hear. They will say things that will make you happy, but it might not be true. So I just think it's very important just to check a person's credentials, check their social media, check their past. And also, my parents taught us you are known by your friends. If you have bad
yes,
friends, you might be a bad person, you know? So, what kind of
yes,
friends does the person have? What kind of person does he do business with? What kind of business is he really running, you
yes.
know, or she? Yeah.
My father gave me example, uh, that exactly situation that you are giving your father example. My father said if you sit with someone smoker which is smoking cigarette, any
Mhm.
other alcoholic, you have a smell of that particular thing and you are
Exactly.
known by that. And if you sit with some uh, perfumed man, any perfume person, and you are known that you are sit with a perfume person.
I got you.
That is a character smell.
That sounds like a good parental advice, that whoever you're around will definitely
Yes,
affect you for good or for bad. Because it could be good. If you're surrounded by good people, then you'll be thought of as
yes,
good too. Try to
yes.
live up to it. Yeah. So, and speaking of being good, I actually need to do my job. I have to go to work now. But thank you,
Okay.
Acha, for dropping by. Very
Yes.
nice seeing you.
Uh, One last, uh, I want to that you share the review of my English speaking, how it is improved.
I can tell that you are improving because it seems you are understanding everything that you hear, which is very good, and your
Yes,
speech is very good as well. So really good.
yes,
And I do hope you enjoy
yes,
your visit. How
yes.
long are how long are you
Uh,
there?
I'm approximately for 10 days.
Oh, nice. I'm actually going
Yes.
to take a trip tomorrow. I'm going to Los Angeles
Oh,
tomorrow.
after
Yeah.
trip, you are connected or not?
I'm going to a conference. I will be staying at the house of two friends, a
Okay,
married couple, and I will be taking some classes and
okay, okay,
for a few days.
okay,
And I'll be back
okay,
next week.
okay.
Yeah.
If you do not mind, you have 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yes, for my question, which is very curiosity in developing in mind. The question is that we are all humans and we have some desire like eating, drinking, and some emotional desire. I am in teenage which is very difficult age and all
Mhm.
the stages. We have attraction with boys have attraction to girls and girls have attraction to boys. In this way, they lost their focus and they focus on that unnecessary thing. How to handle this and how you handle your life from this situation. I want to that you give me advice.
Well, I think as a young person, you hopefully have goals. Okay.
Yes,
And I know you're studying a lot.
yes,
And I guess your goal should, how can I put this? You should stay focused on your goal. And it's up to you. I don't know if you have your eye on a certain girl or not, but I
not
guess,
yet.
oh, okay. So it could be that maybe you can, I know in Islam, you
Yes,
don't necessarily go on dates
yes,
with,
that is banned in our
yeah,
religious.
yeah. So it's different for you guys. So it's not like you can go to the movies. So I would say, oh, I know how to say this. There's this singer, um, what's his name? 𝗕𝗓𝗧𝗬. He's Muslim. He's a singer from, I think, Indonesia. And it was very interesting to watch him as a teenager. His goal was to make music and to, become a good singer. And then he made the announcement, okay, it's now time for me to get married.
Okay,
So he achieved his goal of becoming a popular singer. And then I think his family probably also told him it was time. He decided, okay, now's the time for me to, to get married and, you know, start the adult side of his life.
yes,
So,
yes,
so he's still singing. I'm assuming that he's married now because he said it's time. So I guess
yes,
he's probably married or that's underway. But
okay,
he didn't lose focus of his goal. I think what happens maybe in Islam, you have a small goal and it gets bigger. So you start with the school, and then when you get of a certain age, you get married, and
yes,
maybe you either keep the same goal business wise, or you achieve even more by focusing on your business.
yes,
So you don't have to. So you don't get married or follow your dream. You follow your dream. I'm not Muslim, so I'm just guessing here, but I'm guessing from watching others that you keep your goal and then you bring in the marriage and then continue with
yes,
the same goal, hopefully
okay,
with a wife who wants to follow your goal with you,
yes.
or you get a new
Which is
goal.
yes, she is obedient.
She's what?
She must be obedient to his husband.
Oh, obedient. Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay, okay. That's probably the lifestyle in your country. In this country, some women are obedient. And my mom and dad had a beautiful relationship where my mom was not obedient, but they were
okay,
partners. They
okay.
were partners. They worked together. But I'm not saying that that's better. That's just the way that's that's the way we were brought up. You know, and the reason now our cultures are very different. I don't know. Are you still there, Acha? Uh-oh.
Yes,
You
I'm
still there?
here. Yes,
Oh, okay, okay. So do the women have regular, like, jobs in Pakistan, or
yes,
do they mostly stay
yes.
home?
The women have their own uh, prefer whether she want to stay in home or went on job. Uh, in
Okay.
Islam, there is no restriction for doing
Mhm,
jobs,
mhm,
but there is a certain steps that being focused, do not distract, and uh,
mhm.
be pure. Yes,
Okay,
there
I'm
is steps.
thinking, okay, because I'm thinking if the woman has a job, they would most likely work more together as partners. I'm just guessing. Hello, and
He is my
and
cousin.
assalamu alaikum. So I don't know if you don't if the woman does not work, she would probably be more likely to be told to be obedient and be more traditional. I don't know.
In Islam, obedient mean that do not force the other person to accept you.
Okay.
Make a relationship which is better for you. And other mean of obedient is if um, other person is doing wrong, strict him to make good thing. That is
Okay.
obedient in, yes.
Okay. When you said obedient, I thought you meant my dad could say, you know, clean the floor, do the
No, no,
dishes
no, no.
now. Oh, okay.
Our
Okay.
our Islam do not allow that restriction, that kind of
Okay.
strict. Yes,
Okay. Now, it was
yes.
very interesting with my parents because my dad worked and my mom worked. My mom made more money than my dad. And I
Wow.
know, and I heard sometimes that causes a problem, but it didn't because they worked together. So my mom made more money, but my dad was still the man. So my dad paid the rent, so he
Okay.
paid what the man traditionally pays. And so
Okay.
my mom paid certain bills, but it was my mom because she had more money. She was able to set money aside for our education, for college.
Okay.
So it's not like my mom, because my mom made more money, she was the boss. No. My dad was still the man and my mom was the
Yes.
woman, but they worked together, you know.
Yes.
And my
They
mom
help
made more
and
money.
they help each another.
Huh? You another
They
question?
help in a, yes. I'm saying that your mom and dad help each and other. They divided their work, uh, and
Yeah, it worked beautifully because they
yes,
they talked about it. They sometimes you really have to talk things over, because if you don't talk about it and suddenly the woman is making more money than the man, sometimes the man gets upset. But you have to
yes,
talk about it, you know.
yes,
And I'm sure that they discussed how they were going to spend their money. And I'm sure my
yes,
mom did not want my father to feel that he wasn't doing what a man should do. He still paid the rent, because that's
okay,
what the man traditionally does. So he still did that.
okay,
And
yes.
yeah, so it was a good partnership. And
Uh,
very often I went to one
yes,
Muslim wedding. And I noticed I went to one Muslim wedding. I was like, what are they doing? Because Christian weddings, you got the flowers and the music
yes,
and the
yes, yes,
and with the Muslim wedding, they were reading paper, signing paper.
yes.
I'm like, what are they
Yes.
doing? And I was told
That's called nikah.
yeah. And
Yes,
it was more like they were making agreements, I guess,
yes,
you know.
yes,
And so either way, it should be a good partnership either way.
yes, yes. Yeah, I hope you are reading Quran and
A little bit, because I'm so busy,
oh,
but you're right. I should read it more.
not
So I
no
it's right.
problem. Little
I keep
little
it on the
make
bookshelf,
lot.
right next to my Bible. I have my Bible and my Quran right next to each other.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, I have consumed your lot of precious time.
Oh, great spending time with you, Ata, as always.
Yes.
And say hello to your cousin.
Hello, Kar. Thank you.
Hello, cousin. All right.
He is in medical career. Now he is in
Awesome.
hospital and doing practice.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Okay. Well, you have a beautiful day, Ata,
yeah.
and
Thanks.
I'll see you. I'll see you next time.
It is very pleasant for me, and I hope that also pleasant for you.
Absolutely. It's really fun talking with you. I really
Yeah.
enjoy our conversations.
Uh, Can you come again live tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I will be traveling to Los
Okay,
Angeles because it takes all day. It's all the way across the country. So I will be
okay.
traveling for
Mm,
6
And
hours.
okay, it means that after tomorrow you are live.
I'm going to hope to do my show. The problem is when it's 12 o'clock here in Durham, it's 9 in the morning in Los Angeles. So I'll probably have to pre-record my show, which
Okay.
means for several days I won't be able to have any guests.
Uh, I'm thinking that approximately for 2 to 3 days you are not live. You upload your recorded videos.
Yeah, I'll have to pre-record, but I'll be back next
Okay,
week. I'll be back next
okay,
week.
okay,
Yeah. So it
okay.
won't be a long time because you said you're gone for 10 days. I'll be gone for 6 days. 6 days.
Okay, okay. Okay. It
Yeah.
means that for 6 days you are not live.
Yes, for 6 days.
Okay, okay. If after 6 days you that is long period for me. If you have time, little bit more. I have
Mhm.
a question. Yes, I'm seeing and hearing the story of couples which is married, and as you tell me that you are not married, how you survived single? That is very
In
curiosity
in
to
US
me.
in the USA, it's easy
Okay,
because women, when I was young, women were not expected to live single. You would stay at your parents' house until you got
okay,
married.
okay.
But things changed like in the 1970s. So
Wow.
it's much easier for a woman to live single. You can have your own a woman could not have her own bank account. A woman could not
Okay,
buy a house by
okay. There is
herself.
a law.
But now you can. Yeah. So
Okay,
now a woman can have her own bank account, her own job. She can buy her own house. She doesn't need a man's signature or approval. So it's much easier. And sometimes it's
now,
really funny. A woman with a house will meet a man with
okay.
a house, and then they get married, and they have to. Which house do, which house do we keep? Do we sell one? So it's an interesting problem. But yeah,
Yes.
so it's much
Mm.
easier now for a woman to live alone.
Uh,
Not
eh,
all women want to. Not all women want to do that, but for the women who
okay.
want to do that, now it is possible.
You are thinking that in coming years you can marry or being single.
Oh, I just never met anybody who I wanted to marry, really,
Okay.
because I know in some cultures the man chooses the woman, but I think because in Western cultures the woman is more independent, the woman
Yes.
has to also want the man,
Yes.
you know. So, yeah, sometimes there are a lot of women who are single. There are a
Oh,
lot. And I know a lot of people would think, well, that's bad. You never had children, you never cared for
yes.
anyone. But
They are,
I
they
actually
have
moved
traditional
here.
thought.
What?
I'm saying that they have traditional thought that you do not have kids, you do not have marriage. In Islam, there is option. If you want to marry, that is excellent. If you want to become single, that is not
Mhm.
sin. If you
Okay.
control your emotions,
Hmm.
and you are
And I
okay.
do. And
Yes.
I actually moved here to North Carolina to care for I had an elderly relative who was very sick, and I took care of her, and she died, but I did take care of her for several years. So, so yeah, so I did care for someone. So
Yes.
I mean, I think it's natural for women. I think men and women should have equal opportunities.
Yes.
But it's natural for women to care for someone because we're women, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think that one is better than the other. At least it shouldn't be that way. Ideally, you find a partner and you work together to have a good life, you know?
Oh,
And if that doesn't
okay.
happen, then hopefully you have a good life and you spread good news and a good life with your friends as a single person.
Okay. Yes. Yes. One last request is uh, as today you have bring the real estate agent from which I have learned lot of things and misinformation convert into good information. So I
Mm.
request you to bring like that people which are educated in certain field which has degree, so I can learn, and the person who comes live on your show also learn a lot of them, and I hope
I
you will
actually,
understand me.
actually, we have the ideal situation. So you might be learning from me, but I'm also
Yes,
learning from you, which is
yes,
beautiful. It's really
yes,
beautiful. So, yeah. So I'm going to go to work now. And thank you so
yes,
much for coming by
yes.
the show,
Thanks.
Ata. I really
Bye
enjoyed.
bye.
Okay.
Allah
Okay.
Hafiz.
Bye bye.
Bye.
That was so fun. What a nice conversation I had with Ata. He's in Pakistan and visiting relatives in another city. I think it's really cool. Thumbs up, Ata. He's really living that life, getting his education together, getting his life together, growing up. I love it. So, anyway, you have a beautiful day. And I probably won't be doing a show at all tomorrow because I'll be traveling all day. I'm leaving at like 6 in the morning. And yeah, by the time I get to LA, it'll be afternoon here. So there probably won't be a show at all today unless I'm able to get up early enough, like 2 in the morning, and do a show. I might do that. Who knows? I might even be too excited to sleep tonight. We'll see. I might sleep on the plane. So with that, anyway, have a beautiful day. And if I don't see you tomorrow, then I'll see you the next day, probably pre-recorded. It would be cool to be on location in LA doing a show. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, ciao for now.